In this video, we are going to identify different angles, parallel lines, and perpendicular lines using manipulatives such as a geoboard. Follow along with your manipulatives and record picture models as needed. The questions you should be able to answer at the end of this video are: what are the attributes of right, acute, and obtuse angles? And what are the attributes of parallel lines and perpendicular lines? First, we will create right angles with pairs of red rubber bands. Right angles are 90-degree angles and have an L-shaped look to them. Here we have created a right angle, a 90-degree angle, by using two red rubber bands. Here are a few more right angles made with rubber bands. Although they look different, they all create an L shape to it, a 90-degree right angle. We will now create acute angles with pairs of blue rubber bands. Acute angles are less than 90 degrees, with an opening smaller than a right angle. Here we have created an acute angle because it has an angle that is less than 90 degrees. It has an opening that is smaller than a right angle. And here we have a few more examples of acute angles. All of them have a smaller opening than a right angle. They all have a degree of less than 90 degrees. Next, we will create obtuse angles with pairs of yellow rubber bands. Obtuse angles are greater than 90 degrees with an opening that is larger than a right angle. Here we have created an obtuse angle because it's an opening that is larger than a right angle. It has larger than 90 degrees. Here we have a few more examples of obtuse angles, each of them having an opening larger than a right angle. Each of them has more than 90 degrees. We will now take a look at pairs of lines, pairs of parallel lines, and pairs of perpendicular lines. First, we will look at pairs of parallel lines. Using orange rubber bands, we'll create the parallel lines. Parallel lines are pairs of lines that never intersect. Here are a pair of parallel lines. We know they are parallel because no matter how long we extend them, the two lines will never intersect. Here we have a few more pair of parallel lines. We have a pair here that will never intersect one another, and also a pair of diagonal lines that will never intersect one another. Next, we'll create a pair of perpendicular lines. A pair of perpendicular lines are lines that intersect and create a right angle. These two lines have created a perpendicular pair of lines because they intersect as well as create a right angle. Here are some more pairs of perpendicular lines. We know that they are perpendicular because they have a point where they intersect as well create right angles.